Greetings one and all, this is Lloyd Brown and welcome social media family to Lloyd Brown Music. And today, yes, it's another tribute, but this one is somewhat different because it's in commemoration of the 10th anniversary of the passing of someone who I would consider to be a British musical pop icon. And her name is Amy Winehouse. Now, I remember giving my tributes to her in written form on social media, but I don't think I've ever done a video tribute. And in my opinion, it's never too late honoring someone whose talent is just you can't even begin. You can't even begin. Huge loss. But an amazing legacy in the short but potent discography of music that she left us with. 10 years, man. 10 years. Where has the time gone? And that kind of shows me the speed of how music is made, pushed, presented, packaged, consumed. 10 years, man. Wow. But anyway, my take on Miss Amy Jade Winehouse. My first memory of Amy Winehouse was when I actually heard an interview of hers on Kiss FM. I remember I was in a car. I can't remember whose car I was in. But I remember that person having to go out somewhere and I was just sat in the car. And the interview was basically playing. And she was promoting her album, Frank, I believe. And the vibe that I got from that interview was that she was just an amiable character, you know? It's literally like she literally just came off Camden High Street, done the interview, promoted her album. No airs or graces. It's like what you heard, what you saw is what you got, right? That's the vibe I got from her. But me being in the reggae industry, as it were, it was simply a case of kind of keeping one eye and one ear open out for her, because from then I knew she had something to offer. But it wasn't until I listened to her Back to Black Digital Deluxe Edition album in the strangest of places. And where I first heard that album was literally in mid-flight from London Heathrow to LAX, California. Why does that stick in my head so much? Is because that was the only album that I listened to on loop. Blew my freaking head off. And when I heard that album, she had a lot to say. She had a lot to say. It was very much publicized of her relationship with Blake and the problems that she was basically having and the demons that she was battling. But it just seemed so apparent where there was just a constant magnifying glass on the woman, you know what I'm saying? On top of what she was basically going through in her private life, but the music that she made, it was just a juxtaposition of Motown, soul, doo-wop, reggae. I'm actually talking about the album right now and I'm literally getting shivers all over my body right now. I can't explain it. Forgive my language, but if you, I mean, who would start a song about a relationship with the immortal line, "What kind of fuckery are we?" on a doo-wop track? And I just had the sense of, when I listened to it, it didn't strike me as being controversial or anything of the slightest in that regard. It just felt like to me that she was literally putting her heart on the floor with what she was feeling, not even knowing what she was going through outside of that body of work, you know? Tremendous album. Tremendous album. And the title track, Back to Black, my gosh, that is such a haunting piece of work. Very, very haunting indeed. Just the use of the instrumentation and the balance of the instruments. Just the way how the instruments were mic'd up and genius. Just the way how that album was basically made, absolute genius. Because she encapsulated a whole heap of musical styles in there, but she managed to keep it modern and relevant and up to date, which to me is exactly what music is about. Resonated so much with me. And I remembered watching different YouTube videos of her. And there's two songs that are so resonant with me. Well, I can't even remember the first song that she sang, but it was when she went to Island Records, basically, with her guitarist, and sat down and sang. Island Records, they had to sign her on the spot, because what came out of her mouth and out of her heart and out of her soul was real. It was just real. I remember Stevie Wonder basically saying about Amy that, yeah, he likes what Amy's basically doing, but it's not like it's something that hasn't been done before. And I think he quoted Amy as being likened to Etta James. Now, it's not often I would disagree with the great Stephen Morris, you know what I'm saying? But you have to appreciate love the influence artists like Etta James gave to a woman in her 20s. And what she put out as a result. I don't really think for a second that Amy was trying to emulate anyone. She just sang to the era of music that she felt, because when you listen to albums like Frank and then you listen to Back to Black, they're two completely different albums, completely different. And especially when I heard the Back to Black Digital Deluxe Edition, I have to say that actually inspired me to make Digital Deluxe Editions of a couple of albums that I've made in the past. Whether it be as a marketing thing or just an expansion of what was already there, you can draw your own conclusions. But her talent cannot be ignored and it can't be denied. I will go out on a limb to even say that without the likes of Amy Winehouse, we wouldn't have had Adele. We definitely would not have had Duffy, which is kind of like on another tangent. But to kind of bring Adele into the picture, I don't know how big Adele would have been without the influence of Amy Winehouse around them time there. Now, people may agree with me, they might disagree with me, but that's just my mindset, how I'm thinking. I'm kind of going off on a tangent because I forgot to mention one other song. And the song is called Love is a Losing Game. And it was a live version. I think it was the either Novella Awards or the Brits. It was an award show, I remember. I remember watching her sing that. And I remember watching Jules Holland in the audience. Absolutely mesmerized. I've never seen Jules Holland with that. I've never seen Jules Holland with a look like that on his face. And he's worked with the top musicians them and artists and vocalists. He's worked with a lot. But I've never seen the look on his face that night, ever, on Jules Holland's face since. But coming back to my take on it, I don't mind tell you, has me in tears. Tune has me in tears, has me in tears. The chord progression, just the way the song was freaking made, man. You know what I mean? There was no beat making mentality towards the tune. Just simple chords and orchestration. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I had to get an item that corresponds with what I'm about to talk about next, which is kind of referring to Amy's character, all right? And it comes in the form of this DVD, and it's the DVD of my Live at the Jazz Cafe concert, all right? Now, it was shot on the 26th of September 2006. We just finished sound checking, and I was outside of the Jazz Cafe alongside Tony Douglas from Quest, and also the late Count Prince Miller, who was to be the compere for the show. And I remember standing outside the Jazz Cafe with a drink in my hand, right? And I saw two figures walking up the street from the left-hand side. And when I look, it was Amy Winehouse, right? and it was kind of weird because I literally was gobsmacked. Didn't know what to say to her. Just didn't know what to say to her. And I think she kind of saw that. because she must experience that a lot. And then she stepped up to me and she says, "So who's playing tonight?" And I said, "Oh, myself." She goes, "What's your name?" I said, "Lloyd Brown." I go, "Oh, I love a bit of reggae." Straight off. Love a bit of reggae. And then me with my bright self, I said to her, "Well, you can love it a whole lot more, you know. If I had the pleasure of you singing a duet with me tonight on stage." I don't know why that dropped out of my mouth, but hey, you don't ask, you don't get. That's what my mother always told me. And then I remember her saying, "Okay, maybe. And then she just sauntered off into Camden High Street. But that sadly was the last time I saw her alive. Achieved such legendary status at such a young age, 27, man. In my opinion, anyway. Great artist. That woman literally just dripped talent. I mean, dripping out of every pore of her body. Forget about the demons that she was fighting. Forget about all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we've all got skeletons. Some people, like Eddie Murphy says, got graveyards in their closet, you know what I'm saying? We all fight demons in our lifetime. Forget about all of that. And just remember the sheer talent she had. And I must say, from a musical standpoint, I miss her. Miss her a lot. I truly miss her. Her talent was a great presence on us all. Great presence. It's just those once in a generation occurrences where you get to witness someone on the cusp of greatness. Even surpassing all of those Grammys that she won. All of those. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank Amy for blessing us for the short time that you had on earth, man. Coupled with even bigger thanks for the legacy of music you left behind. And it really isn't about the quantity either. It's about the quality. 2 quality albums. But I have to say, Back to Black, man, it's like era defining to me. 10 years, man. 10 years. Goes to show time and tide waits for no one. And also that life is short. But thanks again, Amy. Thank you. And love to the family as well, and her colleagues and friends. Her true friends, her real friends. And you know me, I'm a documentary junkie as it is, so I will be watching called Reclaiming Amy's on BBC Two this Friday. And yeah, I watched the other documentary about her, simply called Amy. The family didn't really have nice things to say about that, but it was an interesting viewpoint. But yeah, I'll be taking the documentary Reclaiming Amy this Friday. And I can hear myself waffling. But I had to make this video today because if I didn't make it today, at this time in the morning, the sun would have been up, hot, bouncing on my head top and not getting nothing done. And I got a lot of work to do today. But yeah, this tribute was absolutely on the top of my priority list for today. Anyway, is with that, I'm going to bid you guys adieu. And as always, you don't know the cool people. Please abstain from all kind of foolishness. And I'm going to catch you guys on another video. Maybe less reflective and more productive. All right, so stay blessed. I'm out of here. Maganski. Laters.